intro music? Yeah! Woohoo!
Hey Star Trek Fleet Commanders, welcome back to the channel, and today I want to talk about turning your ISS Jelly into a 4-star farm. Yeah, it's cheesy, but if you weren't expecting cheesy, why are you here? I'm basically the state of Wisconsin. So, what I want to talk about here is something that's actually been in the game for a while, but I haven't covered it because for the most part, it was a spender's mechanic. And if you've attended my live streams on Twitch or YouTube, you've probably heard us talk about this. And as the time has come and progressed and things have changed and been added to the game, we've talked more and more about how you can achieve this. And what I want to do in this video is finally give you all a set of like, okay, here are the numbers of what you need to do to turn your ISS Jelly into a farm. Now, when I'm talking about that, what exactly do I mean? I'm talking about making it profitable to scrap, as in you'll get more out of it than you spend to upgrade it. Now, I've got a tier 11 ISS Jelly right here. And at the time of making this video, let me go ahead and tell you, you can actually do this starting at level 44. So as a low G4 player, and even a high G3 player, if you're in the late 30s, early 40s, you should be looking at preparing for this in your future. And if you're already in that, kind of 44 plus or level 50, you want to be looking at being able to do this. Now, this video is going to be up for a while, so maybe a year from now, you can actually start doing this even before level 44. But I figured, hey, now's a good time to start discussing how this works, what it is, and well, how you do it. And by the way, shout out to all those who helped make this possible through a bunch of research over the past 3 days to make sure I had all my numbers right. And I'm gonna give all those people a shout out towards the end of the video. But let's talk about the basics of what I'm referring to. And I'm talking about the upgrade cost, first of all, with the ISS Jelly. So you're gonna see it here on the background of your screen, but you're also going to see a lot of graphics as we go through a lot of important information. So to start with, I think it's important to discuss the actual upgrade cost of the ISS Jelly. And for maximum value here, I'm going to be telling you to max out the ISS Jelly. That's generally the recommendation for any scrap method. There is some kind of debate on G4 scrapping, but I'll be honest, I'm not really a fan of G4 scrapping at all at the moment. Though if more and more of these types of researches keep coming out, that might change. But for now, let's talk about the max return and the max cost of upgrading and maxing out an ISS Jelly. So the raw cost is actually pretty high. If you wanted to max out an ISS Jelly, you'd be spending 676,000 uncommon 4-star Explorer parts, for example, and 188,000 of the rare parts. Obviously, a lot of uncommon ore with 435,000, but also the gas at 1.12 million. Now, keep in mind, those are the raw costs. And the point of this video is to show you how it doesn't have to cost that much, or in this case, that much. Now, what do you get for scrapping? Now, this is something that stays constant. There is no currently, at least, research that improves the amount you get from scrapping. So there's nothing that's going to just boost it. And there are things that speed up scrapping, but nothing that makes this a, easy thing to do or improves the rate. You get what you get. And you can start scrapping the ISS Jelly at level 43. So like I said, you can start this process now completely free to play and it'd be profitable at 44. Maybe that changes sometime and it goes down to 43. But right now, here's exactly what you'll get if you max out an ISS Jelly and scrap it. You'll get 5.5 million 5-star common Explorer parts. And before anybody says anything, who needs that? When you get to G5, you're going to need it. I mean, that's feeding your Enterprise D. It's feeding your Corvus, etc. And that's saving you a lot of Latinum. But generally, you're not going to get a lot of 5-star stuff. But you do get a lot of 4-star stuff that you can turn into a return. So this makes it very valuable for turning this into something like a leaderboard tool to capture leaderboards on the weekend for G4 and G5 players, etc. And even G6 players. But you're going to get 164,000 uncommon 4-star ship parts. Now, if you remember, that's significantly less than what it costs to do, hence the researches we're going to go over today. You get 45,000 rare parts, you get 10,000 rare ore, 155,000 of the uncommon ore, 400,000 uncommon gas, and 31,000 rare gas with a smattering of epics. About 2,500 total epics that you can get from this. And you can see those on the screen. Now, the key is, how can we make that happen? How can we afford to turn this into profitable? Well, with our good friend Quark, here you go. I made this graphic to make it easy for you to understand and to give you the raw numbers of what you needed to get to. And before you ask, yes, I will show you how you can see what your numbers are. But when can you turn the ISS Jelly into a 4-star mats and parts farm? Well, early in G4, as I've discussed. Now, here are the exact numbers. Uncommon mats, you need to have your research to at least 181%. That is the baseline for profit. Uncommon parts need to be 312%. Now, moving on to the rares, 635%. So obviously it's a much higher number. I get it, but that's okay. Much higher number, still okay. Don't worry, you can get there. And then 312%, just like uncommons for the rares. Now, also include the basic of how to with the math, but honestly, most of y'all don't really want to go and math it out. You just want to know the percentages. How do I get there and what all applies? Now, what has made this available for more players is the fact that more stuff has come out. So we've had Dolomite sourcing for the prime station efficiency and the prime ship engineering. There are also artifacts now that contribute to this. And we can put up a slew of things on the screen that, work into this, but the main ones are going to be your prime ship engineering, your prime efficient ship parts. Then you have new mirror tree research, as well as if you decide to purchase or eventually free-to-play grind Fleet Commander Lorca, he also plays into this process to make things cheaper, right? So you need to reach those percentages, and then you can start working on getting profit, where it's going to cost you less to upgrade and max than what you get in return. Now, let's talk about where you can find those percentages. So I've talked about this tool a lot, and obviously there are going to be more upgrades coming to this. They're actually doing a beta test right now. Very excited for what Spocks Club is always working on. If you've never used the Spocks Club tool, it's simple. You go to spocks.club. It's a website, and you can pair your account to Spocks Club. And we made a whole video. It's called Sync to show you how the tool works. And that also might be getting an update. I was talking to Glare about it this morning. But the basics of what you're looking for here is it shows you the cost, what it would cost for you to upgrade, and also what your build bonuses are and how you can take effect of those, or how you can use those effectively rather, and why they matter. Truth is, everybody wants this. You want to use it, and I really appreciate the people out there. So you go to the cost calculator, start at tier 1, go to tier 12. On the right, you're going to see build costs, and this is for me, and I'm going to go ahead and let you know, I am not perfectly efficient in this, as in I do not have full profitability yet, but I haven't also been trying. I've been doing slow grinding with my Dolomite, but that's me. A lot of you out there are probably going to want to move fast with me and be better than Rev, and I encourage it. But you can see where my build cost is right here on the right side. And then below that is the big one I want you to pay attention to is your build bonuses, right? You can see exactly how much you need and exactly where you're at. So remember when I talked about the numbers you needed to make? So I said like my rare mats needed to be at 635%. Well, you can see my rare is actually only at 388 for the gas. So I'm not there yet for rare, but if you look at the uncommons, my uncommon parts is 665%. I only needed 312. So I've got double the percentage in parts that I need. So right now I'm in a deficit in rares, but I'm in the profit in uncommons. So I would actually spend less uncommons to upgrade this and use it than I would actually need. So that's good, right? That means I'm making a profit there. I just need to finish upgrading. And for the things that apply to this, you scroll down to the completed build researches, and it shows you all the researches and where they're at that apply to this specific thing. So say I need more gas. Well, I talked about mirror tree, uncommon ship materials efficiency. You see, I've only got it at 4, but if that was to be higher, that's cutting into more of it, lowering those costs. You see, we have Fleet Commander Kirk, which is once you get to the CC building 50, the command center 50, you can start accessing these, which I haven't got CC building to 50 yet, but those can start getting done. That's obviously for our later players, late G4 to G5, but you also got Fleet Commander Lorca, and you've got right there with the Fierce Ship Intent that can give you nice bonuses. But the big one, as I was saying earlier, are going to be the ones in the station tree, but everything adds up. So here's the prime efficient ship parts and prime efficient ship engineering. So you see, if I got this to 6, like I have the prime efficient ship parts, I would be in the gravy. But right now I'm a little bit short. That's okay. There's also other ones that work into it, like flight material, which is for later on. And if you look in the outlaw tree, you can see I'm missing ship component efficiency being maxed, which would give me another 3%. And all of it truly does add up. And as you make them better, you'll see this bonus screen improve. The key is making it profitable, just as we want in our little Ferengi hearts. And then you get into the other aspect of this that will make it slightly difficult. I mean, slightly. In this, if you do decide to start farming these things, the beautiful graphic that I made, that's obviously the best Photoshop you've ever seen, you're going to need to go, okay, well, how do I upgrade? Because one thing you will run into Level 60 ships require a lot of ship XP. The good news is if you max out this one, just max it out and then put your normal grind crews or even run Pike for more of that loot bonus, then you can actually take this out and throw it into the Texas systems overnight. That would be my recommendation, is throw it into the Texas systems overnight and let them grind in the 40 systems as long as possible to make sure that you can max these things out. Because remember, the rewards you get from scrapping are based on the level of the ship, not the tier. So you want to take it to the very, very tippy top to make sure you're getting the maximum rewards possible. So this is the basics of how the ISS Jelly Farm works and gives you the materials you need to see if you can make it happen for yourself. And hopefully you do, because a lot of players are wanting to find ways to be more efficient. And this is a nice hidden gem that is now becoming available to everybody thanks to Prime Dolomite having sourcing in multiple places between field training, X-Borg, Section 31. That's awesome. Do appreciate that Scopely's giving those primes a chance to have a free-to-play path. And then other things getting added to the game like Mirror, the researchers that we have in Outlaw, the researchers we have in the X-Borg tree. And that's all stuff that you can find on STFC.space. Now, if you need any help finding more of these materials, I'm more than happy to help you. Just hit me up on Facebook or, as I always say, the Discord, because that's probably where I'm the most active. Love y'all, appreciate y'all. Hopefully these numbers give you what you're wanting. If you're needing anything specifically from this, hit me up. And like I said, there were a lot of people who volunteered to help me with this information, like Jules Verne, Meme here, Chris Son of Mac, Tepid, Bobby Conkers, Bad Spot, Mr. Ziggy, Starslip, and Lost Logan. Yes, I had to make a list right over there, so it's on my other screen. That's what I'm pointing at, so I could make sure I didn't forget anybody. And there are others who jumped in after I'd already finished a lot of the research. So big thank you to all those who helped me confirm the math, because I wanted to make sure this would work. I didn't want to just throw this out there. So appreciate all of y'all. Hope you're doing great. Enjoy the math. Y'all don't have to calculate it. You get the flat answers in just terms of percentages, and there you go. See you on the next one.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.